The first and most powerful step toward recovery is acknowledging the problem not partially, not quietly, but honestly and fully. This step takes tremendous courage because it means facing the truth head on. Something is wrong and I need help. Addiction thrives in silence and denial. It convinces people to say, "I've got it under control," or "I can quit whenever I want." These are the defenses our minds build to avoid pain, guilt, or shame. But the longer the truth is ignored, the deeper the damage becomes to your body, your mind, your relationships, and your sense of self. Honesty is the light that exposes addiction for what it really is, a condition that needs treatment, not punishment. When a person admits that they are struggling, truly struggling, they shift the power from the addiction back to themselves. They take responsibility, not blame, and there's a huge difference. This kind of honesty isn't about labeling yourself or living in shame. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, "I'm not okay right now. This is hurting me. I don't want to live like this anymore." It's a statement of strength, not weakness, but let's be clear, acknowledging addiction doesn't mean having all the answers. It doesn't mean knowing how to fix everything overnight. What it does mean is opening the door just a little to change, to growth, to healing. Honesty also means being truthful with the people around you. It may be painful to admit to family and friends that you're struggling, especially if your addiction has caused harm, but real connection, real healing starts with honesty. People can't support you if they don't know you need support. And most importantly, be honest with yourself, not just about the addiction, but about what led you there. Is it trauma, loneliness, pain, fear, self? Medicating with substances is often a symptom of something deeper. Facing that truth can be terrifying, but it's also the key to freedom. Recovery begins where denial ends. When you acknowledge the problem, you stop running from it, you take control of your story, you stop hiding and start healing. This is the point where transformation begins, not because everything is fixed, but because you've finally decided to stop pretending and start trying. So if you're reading this and you're in that place, take a breath. Look within, be honest. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real. Say the words out loud, "I'm struggling, I need help." That one moment of truth could be the beginning of the rest of your life. Because you deserve a life that's lived fully, not one that's hidden behind denial, and the only way out is through the truth. One of the most important steps in the journey to recovery is seeking professional help and support. It's not just helpful, it's often life-saving. Addiction is a complex condition that affects the brain, body, and emotions. Willpower alone is rarely enough. What's needed is a structured, informed, and compassionate approach, and that's exactly what professional support provides. There's a misconception that asking for help is a sign of weakness. In reality, it's one of the strongest, most courageous decisions a person can make. It takes strength to say, "I can't do this by myself." That moment of reaching out is where real healing begins. There are many forms of professional support available: therapy, addiction counselors, outpatient and inpatient rehab programs, detox facilities, and support groups. These resources are built to understand addiction not as a moral failing, but as a medical and psychological condition that requires care, not judgment. Therapists and counselors can help individuals explore the root causes of their addiction, whether it's unresolved trauma, anxiety, depression, or chronic stress. These professionals provide tools for coping, healing, and building healthier patterns. Medical professionals can assist with managing withdrawal symptoms safely and prescribe medications when needed to reduce cravings or prevent relapse. Rehabilitation programs offer structured environments where people can fully focus on their recovery, surrounded by a team trained to guide them every step of the way. Equally important is support from people who understand peers who have been through similar struggles. Groups like Alcoholics Anonymous AA, Narcotics Anonymous NA, or Smart Recovery offer powerful community support. There's healing in knowing you're not alone. There's strength in listening to others' stories and sharing your own. It's also essential to involve loved ones when possible. Family therapy and education can help rebuild broken trust and create a strong support system at home. Addiction doesn't just affect the person using it, impacts everyone around them. Healing the whole system is part of long-term recovery. Some people may feel ashamed to ask for help or worry about being judged, but here's the truth. Professionals in this field expect people to come with struggles. They've seen it all, and they're not here to shame you, they're here to help you heal. You deserve that help. Seeking support is not giving up, it's standing up. It's saying, my life matters, I want to get better. It's stepping into a space where people are ready to walk with you through the hard days and celebrate your victories. Addiction may make you feel alone, but help is always available. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to take the next step, and that step can be a phone call, a conversation, or a visit to a clinic. Whatever form it takes, reaching out is the first real act of recovery, because healing is possible. And it begins with asking for help. Addiction is an isolating experience. It often pushes people away from those who care most, creating walls of shame, secrecy, and loneliness. But one of the most crucial steps on the path to recovery is to build a strong support system, a network of people who encourage, uplift, and hold you accountable. Recovery is not a solo journey. While personal commitment matters deeply, the right kind of support can make the difference between giving up and moving forward. A strong support system provides emotional safety, practical help, and motivation on days when the struggle feels overwhelming. So, what does building a strong support system really mean? It means surrounding yourself with people who want to see you succeed and are willing to walk alongside you through the ups and downs. These are the friends, family members, counselors, and peers who believe in your ability to heal even when you don't. First, it starts with honesty and openness. When you're honest with the people around you about your struggles and your commitment to recovery, you give them the chance to support you genuinely. This can feel scary, especially if you've been hiding your addiction for a long time or fear judgment. But trust is built on truth. By opening up, you break down isolation and invite connection. Choose your support carefully. Not everyone will be the right fit. Some relationships might be enabling, toxic, or unsupportive, and these can make recovery harder. Seek out people who respect your boundaries, who encourage positive change, and who hold you accountable without criticism or shame. Support groups are powerful. Groups like Alcoholics Anonymous AA, Narcotics Anonymous NA, or other recovery communities provide a sense of belonging and understanding that's hard to find elsewhere. In these spaces, people share similar struggles, offer empathy, and celebrate milestones together. You don't have to explain yourself or feel judged, you are simply accepted. Professional support is part of the system too. Counselors, therapists, and addiction specialists can offer guidance, teach coping skills, and help you navigate challenges. They provide a non-judgmental space to explore emotions and trauma that might fuel addiction. Family and friends matter a lot. Recovery affects relationships deeply. Inviting loved ones into the process can be healing for everyone. Family therapy or education sessions can help repair trust, improve communication, and strengthen bonds that may have been damaged. Don't forget to lean on practical support. Sometimes support means someone helping with daily tasks, providing a safe environment, or simply checking in regularly. Recovery isn't just about willpower, it's about creating a life where sobriety is possible and sustainable. Lastly, be part of someone else's support system too. Supporting others who struggle with addiction can deepen your own recovery. It creates meaningful connections and reminds you that none of us heal alone. In the end, building a strong support system is about creating a circle of strength around yourself. It's about breaking down walls, letting others in, and holding tight to those who lift you up. No matter where you are on your recovery journey, remember this: you don't have to walk it alone. Together, we're stronger. Recovery from addiction isn't just about stopping a harmful behavior, it's about creating a new way of living. And that starts with building new habits and routines that support a healthier, more balanced life. Addiction often fills the day with repetitive patterns centered on substance use or compulsive behaviors. To heal, it's essential to replace those patterns with positive habits that nurture your body, mind, and spirit. Why are habits and routines so important? because they shape our daily experience and influence our decisions, often subconsciously. When your day is unstructured or filled with triggers, it's easy to slip back into old habits. But when your time is intentionally filled with healthy activities, recovery becomes sustainable. Start small and be consistent. Trying to overhaul your entire life overnight sets you up for frustration and burnout. Instead, pick one or two simple habits to focus on each week. This could be something as small as drinking a glass of water every morning, going for a 10-minute walk, or writing in a journal before bed. The goal is to build momentum through achievable steps. Create a daily routine that prioritizes wellness. Structure gives your day predictability, reducing stress and uncertainty. Set regular times for meals, sleep, exercise, and self-care. Consistent sleep patterns are especially crucial because lack of rest weakens your ability to resist cravings and manage emotions. Replace old triggers with new activities. If certain places, people, or feelings led to substance use, plan alternative actions to redirect your energy. For example, if evenings used to be a high-risk time, consider engaging in hobbies, calling a supportive friend, or attending a meeting instead. Incorporate mindfulness and relaxation practices. Addiction often masks underlying anxiety, trauma, or pain. Developing habits like deep breathing, meditation, or yoga can help you stay present and reduce stress, making it easier to cope without substances. Set achievable goals and celebrate progress. Whether it's making it through one day sober or completing a new healthy routine, acknowledge your successes. Positive reinforcement encourages your brain to continue building these habits. Avoid all or nothing thinking. Some days won't go perfectly, and setbacks may happen. When they do, don't give up on your new routines. Recovery is about progress, not perfection. Surround yourself with reminders and support. Use alarms, notes, or apps to prompt healthy behaviors. Share your goals with your support system so they can encourage and remind you when needed. In time, new habits become part of your identity. You start to see yourself as a person who values health, resilience, and growth. This shift in self-image is powerful because it strengthens your motivation and confidence to stay on your path. Remember, creating new habits and routines isn't just a task, it's an act of self-care and self-respect. It's building a foundation for a life where addiction no longer controls your choices. With patience and persistence, these small changes add up to a big transformation. So, take the first step today. What new habit will you start? What routine will help you move closer to the life you deserve? Your future self is waiting. Recovery from addiction is often described as a journey, and like any journey, it comes with challenges, detours, and setbacks. One of the most important, yet sometimes overlooked, parts of this process is to practice self-forgiveness and patience. Without these, the path can feel heavier, filled with guilt and frustration that only make healing harder. Many people with addiction carry a heavy burden of shame and self-blame. They replay past mistakes, hurting words, and lost opportunities in their minds, convinced they are beyond repair. But self-forgiveness is a powerful tool that can break this cycle. It means allowing yourself to be human, to recognize that you made choices in difficult circumstances, and that those choices do not define your worth. Self-forgiveness does not mean excusing harmful behavior or forgetting the consequences. It means accepting your past without judgment, learning from it, and giving yourself permission to move forward. It's saying, I did the best I could with what I knew then, and now I'm ready to do better. This process is often challenging because addiction can distort how you see yourself. It whispers lies that you are weak, selfish, or unlovable, but the truth is the opposite. You are worthy of forgiveness and kindness, especially from yourself. Patience goes hand in hand with self-forgiveness. Recovery doesn't happen overnight, and healing is rarely a straight line. There will be good days and bad days, progress and setbacks. Patience means understanding that change takes time, and that it's okay to move at your own pace. It means showing up for yourself every day, even when you don't feel like it. When you slip or relapse, patience gives you the strength to try again instead of giving up. It's the quiet voice that says, "This is hard, but I'm still here, and that matters." Both self-forgiveness and patience require a shift in mindset. Instead of harsh self-criticism, cultivate self-compassion. Treat yourself as you would a close friend who is struggling with understanding, encouragement, and grace. Practicing these qualities can be supported by daily reminders and rituals. Journaling about your feelings without judgment, meditating on compassionate thoughts, or speaking affirmations like "I am enough" can help retrain your mind to be gentler. Remember, forgiving yourself and being patient doesn't mean you stop working toward your goals. It means you approach your recovery with love rather than fear. You accept that mistakes are part of growth, not the end of the road. This mindset opens the door to true healing. When you stop fighting yourself, you free up energy to focus on what really matters: rebuilding your life, reconnecting with others, and discovering your strength. So if you're struggling with guilt or frustration today, pause and remind yourself, you are human, you are healing, and you deserve kindness, especially from yourself. Recovery from addiction is rarely a smooth, straight path. Instead, it often feels like a winding road filled with obstacles and setbacks. But the most important thing anyone struggling with addiction can do is stay committed, even after setbacks. This commitment to keep going, even when things get tough, is what ultimately leads to lasting healing. Setbacks are a normal part of recovery. They don't mean failure. In fact, many people who have successfully overcome addiction have experienced relapses or moments of struggle along the way. What separates those who recover from those who don't isn't perfection, it's perseverance. When setbacks happen, it's easy to feel discouraged, ashamed, or tempted to give up. You might think, "I've ruined everything," or "I'm never going to get better." But these thoughts are lies fueled by addiction's cycle of guilt and hopelessness. The truth is that a setback is just a moment in time, not the whole story. Staying committed means choosing to rise after you fall. It means understanding that recovery is a marathon, not a sprint. Progress doesn't happen in a straight line, and setbacks can even be opportunities to learn more about your triggers, your strengths, and where you need additional support. When you experience a setback, it's important to respond with self-compassion rather than self-criticism. Reflect on what happened, identify what led to the relapse, and think about how you can adjust your plan moving forward. Reach out to your support system, whether it's a counselor, sponsor, friend, or family member, and let them help you get back on track. Remember, every day is a new chance to recommit to your recovery. No matter what happened yesterday, today you can choose to try again. It's the daily decisions to keep moving forward that add up to lasting change. Building resilience is key. Resilience is the inner strength that helps you bounce back from adversity. You can develop resilience by setting realistic goals, practicing healthy coping skills, and celebrating even the smallest victories. Each success, no matter how small, reinforces your commitment and builds confidence. It's also helpful to remind yourself why you started your recovery journey in the first place. Whether it's for your health, your family, your dreams, or your peace of mind, holding on to that purpose fuels your determination when times get tough. Finally, stay connected. Isolation can increase the risk of relapse. Surround yourself with people who support your commitment to recovery, and don't hesitate to seek professional help if you need it. The path to recovery is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Every step forward, even after setbacks, is a victory, so keep going, stay committed, believe in your ability to heal, grow, and reclaim your life, because the story isn't over, it's just beginning.